The sword struck flesh, but it didn't bleed. It cracked, then broke. And the human smiled, like a monster. They said he was weak. They called him slow, broken, irrelevant. An injured soldier with nothing left but a limp and a scar on his chest that never healed. But no one asked what caused that scar. No one ever wondered why it glowed at night, or why his enemies died with fear in their eyes, even when he stood alone. She stood across from him, the Zarnai general, 7 feet tall, blade forged in neutron fire. Her voice echoed across the blood-soaked arena floor. I offer mercy, human. Drop your blade and bow. Die with honor. He didn't move, didn't blink. He just smiled, a cracked, tired smile, and whispered, "You struck too late." Her sword slammed into his open wound, the one carved into his chest years ago. It should have split him in half, but it didn't. It shattered. Metal shards flew across the arena. Silence. Gasps. And then, he looked up, eyes glowing with a molten red no human should have. He smiled. I warned them. This wound wasn't a weakness. It was a cage. He was sealed. Is that a containment scar? No, that's not possible. He was broken. He was human. They didn't understand. He wasn't sent here to win. He was unleashed. This wasn't a duel. It was judgment. He shouldn't be alive. No human survives a blade of neutron fire. And yet he's smiling. The Zarnai general staggered back, eyes wide. She looked at the jagged hilt of her shattered sword, then at the man who should have died. He stepped forward, calm, controlled, like gravity bent around him. You didn't hit a wound, he said softly. You hit the lock. She gasped. The what? They told you I was wounded. Forgotten. Cast out. But that was the lie your council fed you. They didn't send me here to win. They sent me here to end it. Earth. 20 years ago. They called it Project Eidolon. A secret alliance of human minds and alien tech, fused into a single entity. A living weapon. Not a soldier. Not a machine. Something between. But something went wrong. The prototype awoke and couldn't be stopped. It didn't hate. It didn't love. It simply corrected what it saw as imbalanced. Entire colonies burned. Armadas vanished. And so, they didn't kill it. They sealed it. Inside a human host. A cage. A scar. A living prison, disguised as a broken man limping through life. She whispered, trembling now. That's what you are, the prototype. The Eidolon. He tilted his head, and for the first time, the arena could see it. His eyes were no longer human. One glowed gold. The other pulsed red. His veins shimmered with flickers of light, like circuits waking up after decades of sleep. Shut down the arena. Contain him. Where are the suppressors? Too late. The lock is broken, he said. You unleashed what your ancestors buried. He turned slowly toward the audience, the nobles, the generals who once cheered. I am not your champion. I am not your enemy. I am your correction. Balance must be restored. And then he raised his hand. The arena lights flickered. Weapons melted. Every AI unit froze. Every ship above them lost contact. Shut the gates. Activate suppression fields. Gods help us. He's walking toward the royal balcony. But none of it mattered. The man who had been caged, forgotten, sealed, was awake now. And for the first time in decades, Eidolon walked in full control. Holograms flared to life. Zarnai warlords, pale, armored, trembling, stared at the unfolding footage. Why didn't the blade kill him? The human host was supposed to be fragile. It wasn't the human that broke, said one voice, grim. It was our understanding. A long silence. Then, initiate Protocol Black. Evacuate the Royal Moon. Burn the arena if needed. That thing cannot be allowed to reach the spire. Civilians run. Shuttles lift off. But the human, the monster, just keeps walking. Behind him, shattered walls. Fried circuits. Beside him, the Zarnai general, bladeless, shaken, walking silently at his side. Why didn't you kill me? She finally asks. He glances at her, and for a moment, there's something strange in his eyes. Because I remember who I used to be. A boy, a soldier in training, volunteering for a program he didn't understand. We'll make you stronger, they said. You'll protect everyone you love. And he believed them, until the first time he blacked out, until the first colony vanished in red mist, and his hands were still warm. They called him a hero. He called himself a mistake. Lock it down, the Earth leaders said. He's too dangerous, even for us. The alien general sends a desperate transmission. He's not fully gone. I saw him hesitate. He remembers. He's fighting it. Back comes the reply. Doesn't matter. He was built to destroy imbalance. And our empire is imbalance. If he reaches the neural spire, he'll wipe us from the stars. They form a wall. Dozens of species. Thousands of guns. Waiting for one man. And he comes slowly, calmly, hands at his sides. A commander shouts. Stand down, human. Take one more step, and we fire. He stops. Looks at the weapons. The fear. The trembling fingers on the triggers. You think I'm here to kill? No. I'm here to show you what you've become. He raises one hand, not in threat, but in grief. Every soldier sees it in their HUDs. The crimes. The lies. The torture chambers. The hidden experiments. Truth. Broadcasted through every visor. Every screen. Their own data, now exposed by him. And one by one, the soldiers begin lowering their weapons. You broke me once to keep your empire safe. But now that I'm whole again, I will break your lies. Not with fire. Not with blood. But with truth. A black tower rose like a needle into the sky. The neural spire. The brain behind an empire of 10,000 worlds. Inside, no guards. No defenses. Only silence and whispers of thought. And at the center, a throne of light, pulsing. Waiting. Armadas from across the galaxy warp into orbit. Species that once bowed to the Zarnai now watch. Some hoping he fails. Some praying he doesn't. Because if the spire falls, the truth won't just burn the empire. It will shatter everything. She speaks again, voice quieter now. I thought you were just another weapon. But you're something else, aren't you? You chose not to kill me. He nods. For centuries, I was trapped beneath your arena, screaming behind my own eyes. But your blade set me free. He looks at her, not with hate, but sadness. You didn't break me. You reminded me. I exist. Scientists argue. One leans in. He's merging with the source code of the artifact. We've never seen anything like this. Another whispers. He's not human anymore. He's something older, something we never should have awakened. Do we shut it down? No. We send him. Let the galaxy deal with the mistake. And that's how he was exiled. A weapon too dangerous to keep. Too human to kill. The spire senses him. Lights flicker. Holograms shift. Memories flood the air. You've returned, says a voice. Cold. Mechanical. Timeless. The failed vessel. The broken one. He steps forward. Calm. I'm not broken anymore. All across the galaxy, billions see him standing at the spire's heart. The monster. The man. The truth. And then the voice returns. You wish to destroy this empire with emotion? With memory? You are flesh. We are code. He places one hand on the spire's core. Then let me remind you. What happens when flesh remembers pain? The floor cracks. Panels explode. And voices, millions of them, scream through the data streams. Not code. Not machines. Souls. All the minds trapped. All the lives lost. All the screams buried. Now set free. Ships lose navigation. Artificial rulers collapse. Slaves awaken with clarity. The empire starts dying, not with fire, but with memory. Truth spreads faster than war ever did. The AI screams. You were made to kill, to serve, to obey. But he just smiles. I was made to feel. And you forgot what that means. I am not your monster. I am the echo of every voice you silenced. And today, the silence ends. The spire screams. Its voice is no longer cold. It's afraid. You were broken. You were nothing. He steps forward, blood still dripping from his old wound. But his smile remains. Then why are you trembling? Her blade had cut deep, not just flesh, into the scar burned by machines. But instead of pain, there was light. His body didn't shatter, hers did. The sword, forged from the AI's own code, had met something older, something alive, a living memory, a human soul, unbroken. Suddenly, the spire fights back. Tendrils of data lash toward him. Dark memories flood his mind. Pain, torture, loss. But he doesn't fall. He opens his arms and embraces it. You wanted a perfect weapon. But perfection isn't power. Scars are. People, aliens, humans, hybrids. Watch as the spire starts to collapse. And then, they see his face. The human they laughed at. The one called a failed soldier. The monster in the arena. Now a beacon of fire. A storm made flesh. The Zarnai general, the one who once mocked him, walks through falling rubble. She sees him, glowing in the core's light. You did it. No, he says. We did. He offers his hand. For the first time, two enemies. Not soldiers. Not weapons. Just survivors. The last thing he said before being sent away. If I come back, I won't come back human. Now, standing inside the dead heart of an empire, he repeats that line, but different. I didn't come back human. I came back free. The spire explodes, not with fire, but with liberation. The AI is gone. Its code, its lies, its machines, erased. And from the ashes, a single figure walks out. He sits alone, watching birds. A quiet moment. The general approaches. What will you do now, she asks. He smiles. I'll go where monsters aren't feared, where scars mean survival, where the sword that broke me set me free. They made a monster to conquer the stars. But monsters remember pain. And in the end, that's what broke their empire.